I have come to the conclusion that leaving the Israelis and the Palestinians to their own devices is not going to, they're not going to move toward any kind of permanent agreement or permanent peace accord. So you need the intervention of the international community. But I want to make a clear distinction. I'm not talking about international conference per se. These type of conferences really produce resolutions and are not, by and large, not being implemented because there are no enforcement means by which to actually implement such a resolution. So my feeling is that the United Nations Security Council could be now used as a mean by which to achieve some kind of a resolution that will compel both sides to sit down and negotiate in earnest. So the French, now are preparing some resolutions such as this to be presented perhaps sometime in July or maybe early in the fall, once the negotiation between the United States and Iran about Iran nuclear program is achieved. Once that agreement is achieved, the French will introduce such a resolution. My feeling is that this resolution can be modified so that it will have the enforcement ability, it will have various clauses that will make it possible for both sides to sit down and negotiate. What are these clauses? First of all, the Security Council, that is, with the support of the United States, ought to provide some kind of a framework based on a prior agreement on various issues between the two sides over the last 20 years. It has to have a time limitation, perhaps of 2 years, and both required to sit down and negotiate in earnest over this period of time. They have to separate the issues, the conflicting issues between the two sides, and once they reach an agreement on one issue, they have to set it aside, and so they will continue then to deal with other issues. And then, of course, they have to change and get the public involved, and this is very important. The public need to be involved in the negotiation, in the progress being made, or lack of, for that matter. Even if they reach an agreement and the public is not aware, it's going to be extremely difficult for the public to absorb or to swallow it if it requires major concession, and any agreement will require such major concession on Jerusalem, on the Palestinians, etc., etc. Basically, when you put all of this together, you're going to find out that such a resolution, given the period of time they need to achieve it, it will have, and then enforcement, if they don't follow through, and if they don't make that kind of progress, then we'll have to face consequences in terms of sanctions, in terms of not providing political cover. There's all means and ways by which to punish both sides if they don't make the kind of progress necessary, because in the final analysis, it's in the best interest of the Western community, in the best interest also of the United States, in the best interest of the Arab world, and involving also the Arab state at this particular time is going to be extremely important. I think it can be done.